Find y prime. The first one, x squared times y squared is 5. In this case, since you don't have the function written explicitly as a function of y, like y equals to some function of x, in this case you have to use implicit differentiation. And to do implicit differentiation, to do implicit differentiation, you start by taking derivative with respect to x of both sides. Then you solve the entire equation for y prime or dy dx. Let's see what I mean by this. The first one, x squared times y squared is 5. You start by taking derivative with respect to x of both sides and taking derivative of x squared times y squared. In this case, you're going to use the product rule. So you're going to start by taking derivative of the first one, which is 2x, multiply the second one to it, y squared, then add the multiple of the first one, and the derivative of the second one, derivative of y squared, is 2y, and since you have y instead of x, you're going to multiply this by y prime. And that's going to equal to the derivative of 5 or 0. Now you want to solve for y prime. Now let's start by simplifying this a bit. 2xy squared plus 2x squared y prime is 0. Let's move 2xy squared to the other side. 2x squared y prime is negative 2xy squared. Divide both sides by 2x squared y to have y prime on the left side. You have negative 2xy squared over 2x squared y. 2's cancel out. Well, you have 1x on the bottom, so negative 1y on the top, y over x. So negative y over x is what you have for y prime. So if you wanted to find, let's say, the slope of the tangent line to this graph at 1, 1, you're going to plug x equals 1 and y equals 1 into this equation to find the slope of negative 1. Now let's look at B. Tangent of y is x plus y. Start by taking derivative with respect to x of both sides. Take derivative of tangent of y is secant squared of y. And since we're taking derivative with respect to x, but this is tangent of y, not tangent of x, you have to multiply by y prime. And that's going to equal to derivative of x, which is 1, plus derivative of y, also known as y prime. That's going to be, let's move this y prime to the other side. Secant squared of y prime minus y prime is 1. Factor out y prime. Y prime is secant squared of y minus 1 is 1. And now you can divide both sides by secant squared of y minus 1 to find y prime. That's going to be the answer. C, y squared over 4 minus x squared over 4 is 1. Some of you might recognize this as an equation of a hyperbola, but I'm not going to go in depth into that. Let's start by differentiating. Well, that's going to give you y over 2, because you bring 2 down, times y prime, minus x over 2 is 0, and you solve for y prime. Y over 2 y prime is x over 2. Multiply both sides by 2 over y, or you're going to get y prime is x over y.